Good evening. Today we are going to see purlin design and both that is eye section as well as angle section. So first we will go with eye section and then next video we are with purlin section. So the problem we have considered is same whatever we have considered for trusses. So we have same no change. So truss in the same fashion. So we have this as 16 meters total and this is 2.9 meters. And from this, we have calculated slope 19.93. Already you have seen this. Hypotenuse, we have 8.51. And then we have this as 1.702. And then we have actually this is 1.702. And then we will get it as 221.65. Then dead load of purlin, we have 100 Newton per meter. And then we have this value as 321.65 Newton per meter. Then we have 750 minus 20 theta minus 10 into center to center distance between purlins. And this you can take as plan distance also. But in most of the books, when I have gone through, they have taken center to center distance. Actually, for live load, we are going to consider plan area, but you are on safer side when you will take it as center to center distance between purlin, because this value we have 1.6 meter and we have taken as 1.702. So if you will take 1.6, then that comes something 82 likewise. So like we have live load on purlin 938.48 Newton per meter. Then wind load, now I will not go in detail with this. We have all these steps seen when we are with trusses. That is analysis of trusses, that is for dead load, panel point, live load panel point and wind load panel point. And then we have wind pressure from this 1330.48 Newton per meter square. And if we will go with design wind pressure, then we got this value as 969.92 Newton per meter square. Now we will multiply it by 1.702. That is again center to center distance between purlins. Distance between purlins. And we have this value as 1650 Newton, 1650.8 Newton per meter. Now we have load combinations, first dead load and live load. So we have to consider factorial values, and then we got it as 1890.2 Newton per meter. So 1.89 kilonewton per meter. Now try to understand this. So we have actually I section in this fashion, and this dead load and live load we have vertical loads. So we have to find out component of this normal to it and along it. So we have this value of angle is 19.93, and therefore normal component we have cos theta and parallel component we have sin theta, and that values we have calculated over here. And we have this normal to roof 1.78 kilonewton per meter and parallel to roof 0.64 kilonewton per meter. Then we have dead load and wind load. So we have total wind load on purlin, that is 1.65 kilonewton per meter, already we have calculated. And then we have 1.5.32 cos of 19.93 minus 1.65. So actually if you will see in trusses, we are going to consider this value for dead load zero point 0.9 and for wind load 1.5. But most of the books, if you will go, then you will see that for both that value is taken as 1.5. And this is why minus, because this load we have suction, or we can say away from the roof. This is away from the roof and generally taken as minus, and this value we have towards the roof taken as plus. That depends upon the sign convention of that book. So some may take this as minus towards roof, and away from roof may take plus. Then we have a component of load normal to roof, that comes minus 2.02 kilonewton per meter, and then we have parallel to roof comes 0.11 kilonewton per meter. And here we have to keep in mind that value of dead load is only considered because wind load is perpendicular to the roof or normal to the roof, and therefore we need not require to go for any component, or these wind load do not have any component parallel to the roof. Now we will go for bending moment calculation. We will calculate for dead load live load combination, and we will check it for dead load wind load calculations. Because here what happens actually, if we will see your load parallel to roof, here we have 0.64 and here we have that is 0.11. And as we we have to check it for biaxial, so this value is also considerable, and therefore we have to go for this dead load plus live load combination, that design, and check it for wind load and dead load combination. And then we have WL square by 10. Now keep in mind this we are going to design as partially continuous. Now here we are going to connect the purlins by clit, and it is assumed that we have that value as WL square by 10 as that purlin is considered as continuous. And then we have that is 1.784 square by 10, that comes 2.85 kilonewton meter, and parallel to roof it comes to 1.02 kilonewton meter. Now design it as laterally supported, and ZP required we have 12.54 centimeter cube. Now we have ZP value, that is ZPZ of ISLB, we have 22.35, and that can satisfy our requirement, which is 12.54. But this is only along Z direction. As we have biaxial, so in short we have to check it, is it satisfy our requirement, or we require higher section to satisfy the requirement. And then we can have this MDZ, so Z PZ, from which we will get MDZ 5.08, because this is beta B Z P Z F Y upon gamma MO, and we are considering this section as plastic or compact, and therefore beta B we are going to be 1, and therefore ZPZ Fy upon gamma MO 5.08 kilonewton meter, and MD Y I will say, so this is MDY, which will be beta B ZPY Fy upon gamma MO. Now keep in mind we are going to consider this, already we have seen. So we have this section, and we are not considering web when we are going approximately, and therefore we will take this. This is my plastic neutral axis, and this distance we have BF by 2. And if we will take this will be one side another side, so we have 1 2 3 4 parts, and therefore we have 4 into BF by 2, and to the neutral axis BF by 4, and then this comes BF square by 2. And then here we are going to consider BF square by 2, but we have to multiply this by TF. So TF into BF square by 2, and this will give us approximate value of ZPY, and then into Fy upon gamma MO, beta B considered 1, comes 1.42 kilonewton meter. And then we will put in this, then this value comes 1.28. Actually this 1.28 greater than 1, so not satisfy the requirement, not satisfy requirement. And therefore we have to take the next section, and we have taken next section, that is ISLB 100 at 980 Newton per meter. And then we have these properties ZPZ, IZZ, TF, TW, BF. And then we will classify this section as per our requirement. So we have B by TF, that is 7.81, that is 100 by 2 9.4, and then 21.8 less than 84. So flange is plastic, web is plastic, section is plastic section, beta B is 1. Now check for biaxial bending. So MDZ we can directly calculate, because value we have 38.89 as ZPZ into Fy upon gamma MO comes 8.84 kilonewton meter, which is greater than 2.58 kilonewton meter. Then, then we will go for ZPY, and this you can see this 4 4 actually get cancelled, and we will get it as TF into BF square by 2. Same we have used over here, plus 2 times we have considered now here web. If you have this as web and you have this web as TW, so we have this as TW by 2. So we have 2 times, and this distance we have, that is 100, which will be depth minus 2 times thickness of flange. And then we have 2 times, because we have above this or on this side and on this side. We have this as center. No, your plastic neutral axis will be at center. This you have TW by 2. So TW by 2 into TW by 4. That is from center to neutral axis. So that is 4 by 2 into 4 by 4. And from this we will get value of ZPY 8.25 centimeter cube, or 8.25 into 10 raised to 3 millimeter cube. And from which we will get MDY 1.87 kilonewton meter greater than 1.02 kilonewton meter. And when we will substitute this value in this equation, it comes 0.87, which is less than 1, and therefore okay, satisfied. So we have to provide ISLB 100, and that is at 80 Newton per meter. And then we have to check it for dead load plus wind load calculations. So MZ we have 3.23, MY we have 0.18, and that value comes 0.46, which is less than 1. And then we have check for deflection. So we have cladding, that is GI sheet, galvanized iron. So from this we will get it as span by 150. So for brittle cladding, we have this value as span by 180. And then from this we will get this value as 5 by 384. Always keep in mind this W you have to take as service load, because this is serviceability requirement, and serviceability means we have to use service load over here, and therefore we have divided 2.02 by 1.5, because to make factor we have multiply by 1.5. So to make it as service, we have to divide it by 1.5. And from this we will get value as 13.36, and our this value, that is span by 150, we have this value as 26.67 millimeters, and therefore it is safe. So likewise we have to go for this design of purlin as I section, and we have to design it for biaxial bending. So today we will stop here only. Thank you.